Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
স্যার মানডে এক্সাম আছে স্যার, একটু কোয়েশ্চেন প্যাটার্নটা আর ইয়েটা একটু বলে দেবেন স্যার, নাম্বার ডিভিশন গুলো
Yes, yes, yes.
আর সাজেশনটা স্যার একটু।
Hmm. I will discuss it at the end of the class. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So almost 14 people have joined in this class. So today my main intention is to teach you some very interesting topic and one very important and most widely used or popularly used classification algorithm that will be also part of your syllabus of your midterm exam that you are giving on Monday, because a couple of classes we have missed, okay, due to the different works on physics work, and we have missed a couple of classes. Acha, one thing I need to tell you that in coming Wednesday, actually we have a holiday on Wednesday and Thursday, right? So as per your calendar, we have a holiday. So I want to take one class, okay, on Wednesday from 10 to 11. Do you have anyone has any objection, any problem?
Sir,
Sir, we have
exam hai to.
exam, sir.
Sir, we
No.
have exam, sir.
Wednesday, Thursday, you don't have any exam. Wednesday and Thursday, these 2 days are holidays. You don't have any exam. Have you got your routine, exam schedule, exam routine?
Yes, sir, but
That will be changed. Whatever exam routine you have received, that will be changed. And I believe that Monday and Thursday, you are not giving any exam. Okay. So if you are not giving any exams, I'm just taking only one class because lots of classes, last couple of classes we have missed. Okay. So just only one class from 10 to 11 on Wednesday, I'm going to take. Okay. If the exam is not there, if exam is there, then I'm not going to take. It's okay. Is it okay to everyone? Right. Okay. Let's start with today's discussion. The main objective of today's class is to discuss about one of the very interesting technique in data mining, that is classification technique or classification learning process. Okay. So in last couple of classes, if you remember, in last couple of classes, I discussed about data mining. What is data mining? The process of data mining, the process of knowledge discovery, KDD process, and I also discussed about the system architecture or the various components that we are using during the data mining process, and what are the various supporting components are there for achieving a good results in or quality results in data mining process, that I have already discussed in the last couple of classes. And I also discussed about the various data mining techniques, just give an overview of the various data mining techniques or functionalities that we are using for our real life data sets to get some sort of prediction or to do some sort of classification or to have some sort of decisions. Okay. As for example, I have already told you about the association rule mining or association classifications. Then I have discussed about the basics of the classification, supervised learning. Then I have told about the unsupervised learning or the basics of clustering. So all of these are the functionalities of data mining techniques that we are using for classify our given data, or you can say for predict some new data, for the prediction of some new data, or for doing some sort of strategic decision making, right? So these are actually the entire machine learning techniques are divided. The entire machine learning techniques are divided into 4 kinds of learning. Okay, the first one is supervised learning. I already discussed about it. I just repeat it again. The first one is supervised learning. Second one is unsupervised learning. Third one is semi-supervised learning, and fourth one is reinforcement learning. Among these 4, all learning are very important, and they have different purposes, different uses, different kinds of applications. Okay, in the real world databases. Now, among these 4 kinds of learning, according to your curriculum or your syllabus of data mining, we are majorly going to focus on the first 2 kind of learning, that is supervised learning and unsupervised learning. And the rest of the 2 learning, semi-supervised learning and reinforcement learning, I'm going to give you just overview of those learning. We are not going to discuss about the deep or a very detailed techniques of those learning of semi-supervised and reinforcement. So in supervised learning and unsupervised learning, in a last class, I already discussed about these 2 kinds of learning. Supervised learning is such kind of learning where we require a supervisor or a teacher, which will helps you while you are learning, which will help you to learn the data effectively and efficiently, and which will help you to make some sort of good predictions about the future outcome. So there must be a supervisor and teacher always present to give you a correct way of learning. Okay, to direct you towards the correct way of learning. So one real life example of supervised learning I have given, like a human baby. When a human baby came into this world, okay, and he or she, that human baby do not know how to walk, do not know how to talk, do not know how to behave, how to learn. Okay, so we are the parents or the guardians of those human baby are generally has the responsibility to guide them how to talk and to guide them about how to learn, how to walk. Okay, so all the things that human baby should learn from his parents or from his guardians. Okay, so for in case of human baby, his or her parents working like a supervisor or a teacher. Without supervisor or teacher, the human baby cannot grow. If we lock the human baby in a block in a empty room, okay, and if we lock the human baby in an empty room for 6 months and we're just providing him food, water, whatever is necessary for surviving the human baby, but there should not be any teacher or any supervisor, not even his or her parents are present into that room. So after 6 months, when he will unlock the room and take back the human baby again, you see that the human baby had not learned anything, not even he or she can talk, not even he or she can walk, not even he or she can stand. In which position you have left the human baby 6 months ago, the human baby could not do a single any extra things, any extra thing that human baby has learned within that blocked room. So this is the proof that without supervisor or teacher, human baby cannot learn. This is a real life example of supervised learning, that the learning is possible with the help of supervisor or with the guidance of the supervisor or a teacher. So in case of machine learning or data mining, here the supervisor is our data itself. আমরা যে ডেটাটা কালেক্ট করে থাকি, the data or the past experiences that we have collected from our past activities or from our past experiences, that will guide us or that will supervise us for taking some future predictions or for helping to take some future decisions. As for example, suppose তুমি খেতে খুব ভালোবাসো, right? You are a very food lover kind of person. এবার তোমার চোখ দুটো আমি বন্ধ করে দিলাম. Suppose you are a blind person, right? And I have make you blind. Okay, by the help of some sort of curtains, I am making you blind, and I have collected some unseen food in front of you. কিছু unseen food নিয়ে আসলাম তোমার সামনে, right? And I will ask you whether the food, what is the taste of that food? or what type of food that I have carried in front of you. Okay, is it a chicken, or is it a seafood, or is it some sort of Chinese food, or is it a mushroom? What kind of food I have taken in front of you? Because you couldn't see, so obviously you cannot tell. Now, what are the other factors are there which will influence you to tell you the correct prediction that whether the food is seafood or a mushroom or a chicken and others? Okay, so there are some other factors that you have to consider. You have to be considered. What are those other factors? The first factor that you consider the taste of the food. তুমি তোমার জিভ দিয়ে ফুডটাকে টেস্ট করছে, whether the food is sour or the food is salty or the food is sweet. You can take some sort of prediction. একটা হালকা prediction দিতে পারছো, right? Then not only taste, then you are trying to smell the food. What type of smell the food has exhibited, right? So based on the smell and taste, you can take some sort of prediction, you can take some sort of decisions about the foods while you have a closed eye. Okay, you couldn't see the food itself. So তুমি কি ধরনের food খাচ্ছো, you can take a decision. But how you can take a decision? Because you can take the decision about those foods if you have already ate that food in past. যদি আগে খেয়ে থাকো তবেই you are able to take the decision about the food. Like, as for example, suppose salmon fish, you didn't eat salmon fish ever in past. So আমি যদি যতই তোমাকে খাওয়াই, without if you can't see the dish of the salmon fish, then it is not possible for you to take a decision that yes, it is a dish of a salmon fish. It is not possible. Why? Because you couldn't ever take that dish before or as a past experience. So you don't have a data or a taste or smell data that you have already gathered as a past experience. So that's why you cannot match the data of the salmon fish with the past experiences data of the salmon fish. Data bolte এখানে কি কি data বোঝাচ্ছি? The taste of the salmon fish, the smell of the salmon fish, the flavor of the salmon fish. So that dish is very new to you. So obviously you are not able to take any kind of prediction about the dish. So it will help you, that past data or the past collected data will help you, or past experience will help you to take some prediction about the new dishes, or to take some prediction about the or decision about the new food. Is it clear? Up to this clear? Do you understand what is supervised learning? বুঝতে পারছো কি বলতে চাইছি? What I am trying to say? Do you understand? Up to this it is understand. Have you understood this dining example?
Sir, just
Yes, sir.
repeat one example, sir.
Okay, I'm giving you one more example. Suppose you are a doctor, okay, and your your objective is to predict you are tumor specialist, and your objective is to predict whether the tumor is a benign tumor or malignant tumor. So to predict the patients that whether he or she is suffering in benign tumor or malignant tumor, you have to nurture, or you have to analyze some other factors of this patient. That means what is the blood pressure of the patient, what is the hemoglobin, amount of hemoglobin, the percentage of hemoglobin within the body of the patient. So like these several factors you are going to judge. And as a tumor specialist doctor, you have an idea that if a person carry a malignant tumor, then what kind of hemoglobin percentage that patient may have. If the patient have a hemoglobin percentage over the threshold that a patient carry a malignant tumor, then you can easily judge that patient that it may have some tumor which may be a malignant tumor. Otherwise, you can judge the patient as a tumor with benign tumor. Right. So there are several factors. As you are a doctor, so you are the supervisor of this analysis. Because you are a doctor, you have a past experience of analyzing such kind of patients which has a malignant tumor or benign tumor. So based on that past experience or collected data of various factors of a patient, like glucose, amount of glucose in the body, amount of hemoglobin in the body, or the blood pressure in the body, you can easily judge whether the patient carry a benign tumor or a malignant tumor. Do you understand it? So this is the way of how supervised learning is working. Three examples I have given. One example of human baby I have given, another example of dining of unseen food I have given, and the third example of a patient with malignant or benign tumor as given. Do you understand these examples? প্রত্যেকে বুঝতে পারছো example গুলো?
Yes, sir.
The how supervise, try to understand this example, try to connect it. আজকে তোমাকে যে কোডও আমি দেখাবো. I have also shown you some code in Python with some real life example. আমি diabetes database এর উপর তোমাকে কাজ করিয়ে দেখাবো how the classifier is working on diabetes database. Okay, so this is a supervised classification. Now unsupervised, while I am discussing with the clustering, I am going to details with the unsupervised classification. Just I am giving an overview unsupervised. Unsupervised classification is such kind of learning where the supervisor will not play any major role. There is no concept of supervisor or there is no concept of teacher. As for example, the spawn or the baby fish, a small fish, when a fish is actually born inside the water, is it drowning inside the water? Okay, ডুবে যায় ওয়াটারের মধ্যে, জলের মধ্যে কি ডুবে যায় জন্ম হওয়ার সাথে সাথেই? No. The fish automatically swimming on the water. কারণ ও যদি that swimming of the fish is inherent capabilities of the small fish. ওকে ওর মাকে শেখাতে হয় না, বড় ফিশকে শেখাতে হয় না how to swim. যেটা আমাদের হিউম্যান বেবিকে কিন্তু তার প্যারেন্টদের শেখাতে হয় how to walk or how to talk or even how to swim. Otherwise আমাদের হিউম্যান বেবিকে তুমি জলে ছেড়ে দাও without training, he or she will drowning into the water. So that's why our human baby requires a supervised kind of learning. But the small fish does not require any kind of learning. It can automatically survive within the water. It can automatically swim inside the water. So this is a very real life example of unsupervised learning. So unsupervised learning is such kind of learning where the predicted class levels are not present or the target class levels are not present. These terms are very important. Predicted class levels or the target class levels are not present. What do you mean by class levels? Class levels মানে হচ্ছে এই যে এক্ষুনি example গুলো দিলাম, like a doctors and patients, a tumor. So tumor may be a malignant tumor or benign tumor. So there are two class levels for this hospital example. One class level is a malignant and another class level is a benign. One class level is the malignant and another class level is the benign. So this is a binary classification problem. Why this is called binary classification? Because it has two class levels, একটা benign, একটা malignant. In the same way, as for example, suppose you are a bank manager and you are trying to dispatch a loan to a customer. একটা কাস্টমারকে তুমি লোন দিতে চাইছো. So before you are going to dispatch a loan to a customer, you will have to check whether the customer is worthy to get that loan or not, or is the customer is safe to dispatch the loan or a customer is risky to dispatch the loan. তার জন্য কাস্টমার তোমাকে প্রিভিয়াস হিস্ট্রি দেখতে হবে, সিভিল স্কোর দেখতে হবে, then you have to check that whether the customer had taken any loan previously and whether it has reimbursed the loan clearly without any sort of fraud activity. So these sort of things that you will have to learn about the customers as a bank manager, and then only you will decide that whether the loan disbursement to that particular customer is a safe or risky. So এই ক্ষেত্রে দুটো ক্লাস লেভেল আছে, one is safe class level and other one is risky class level. So if it's the risky class level, then there is a chance of loan fraudulent. Okay, লোনটাকে নিয়ে ফ্রড হওয়ার একটা চান্স থাকছে তোমার কাছে। আর if it is safe class level, then there is a no chance of loan fraudulent. Right. So this is also a binary classification, binary kind of classification problem. So according to your syllabus, we are mainly going to focus on binary classification problem. It is easier to handle, easier to understand. But the thing is that in real life examples, it is not mandatory that always you will get a problem of binary classification. You may get a problem of multi-classification problem. You may get a problem of multi-class. অনেকগুলো ক্লাস আছে, টার্গেট ক্লাস অনেকগুলো আছে। এখানে যাদের এক্সাম্পল আমি তোমাদের দিলাম, there are only two classes. One is benign or malignant for the hospital example, for the banking example, safe and fraud. For the dining example, now for the dining example, there may be multiple class. অনেকগুলো ক্লাস থাকতে পারে। যে unseen food এর যে এক্সাম্পলটা দিলাম, there may be multiple classes. One class may be a seafood class, another class may be a mushroom class, another class may be a chicken class, another class may be a paneer class. So there may be multiple classes because যখন ফুড তুমি কাউকে অফার করবে, there may be multiple kinds of foods can be possible. So that is a multi-class problem. That's dining problem is a multi-class problem. And real life data sets কিন্তু multi-class problem ও থাকতে পারে, আবার binary classification problem ও থাকতে পারে. Do you understand? Is it understood up to everyone? বুঝতে পারলে?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now try to
Yes, sir.
understand. Okay, fine. Now, supervised learning is generally two types. One is classification and other one is prediction. Remember it. Supervised learning are two types. One is classification and other one is prediction. Sorry, not prediction, classification and regression. Okay, classification and regression. Both are doing prediction kind of thing. So classification is suitable on working on discrete kind of data, discrete value, যেখানে তোমার এই টার্গেট ক্লাস গুলো ডিসক্রিট থাকছে, মানে তুমি 0 1 1 0 বা 1 1 0 ডিফারেন্ট ক্লাস লেভেল ভ্যালু তুমি ভাগ করতে পারছো, ম্যালিগনেন্ট, benign. So these are the discrete class levels. That is called for this kind of discrete classification, class level classification algorithms are suitable. And for regression is suitable for the time series kind of analysis, for the continuous kind of data analysis, not discrete. Discrete kind of data analysis, classification is suitable. For continuous kind of data analysis, regression is suitable. That's why regression is mainly applicable for the time series kind of data, like weather forecasting or stock market forecasting, যেখানে তোমার millions and trillions of data are coming in a few milliseconds, and multiple thousands amounts of classes are there, but those classes are continuous in nature, not a discrete. Okay, so in those cases regression is very useful. Now, classifications are generally how we can do that. There is a two ways that we can perform the classification. So these are the typical application of classification problem, which I already discussed, like in credit loan approval, fraud loan or safe loan. Then in case of medical diagnosis, whether the tumor is cancerous or benign tumor. Then fraud detection, if a transaction is fraudulent transaction or not. Then web page categorization. Okay, which type of category of the web page that you are using. These all kinds of things you can do with the help of classification. You can classify or you can predict with the help of classification. Now, to perform numeric prediction. Numeric prediction. Numeric prediction is also called regression. Remember it. Numeric prediction is also called regression. So it is such kind of models that working on continuous valued function. Okay, not discrete value. Classification is such kind of problem which generally working on discrete value or nominal value. Okay, and numeric prediction and regression is such kind of model which is working on continuous valued. Make it clear. Make the difference clear between regression and classification. Okay. Now, there are two steps or two process each and every classification phase must contain. প্রত্যেকে ভালো করে শোনো and try to understand. There are two process that each and every classification must maintain. Classification algorithms or techniques must maintain, classification model must maintain. First is that each tuple of sample is assumed to belong to a predefined class as determined by the class level attributes. এই যে class level attribute টাকে বলছি, that is called target class or predicted class, যেটা এক্ষুনি বললাম. So some tuples has been given to you and the tuples belongs to which class, that is also given to you. Let me show one example. Look, this example has been given to you, a labeled training data set. Okay, our data set has been given to you which has two attributes, mathematics and computer science. Serial number ta kono attributes hoy na, so it is actually mentioning here to understand which tuple you are using, which number of tuple you are using, right? So mainly two attributes or two features of the data set maintains mathematics and computer science. This is actually contains the marks data set or student marking data sets, okay, of two subjects, mathematics and computer science. And this is a target class result, whether the result is pass or fail. So pass and fail. So which type of classification it is? কেউ বলতে পারবে কোন ধরনের classification? It is the binary classification or a multi-class classification? What do you think? Which type of classification it is?
Binary.
Binary, sir.
Good. Why? Because two class levels are there. One is pass and another one is fail. One is true and another one is false. One is male and another one is female. So in this way, the binary classification, when more than one class level exists in a classification problem, then we will call it as a multi-class classification. আমি বারবার বলছি, এখন তোমরা ফোকাস করবে on binary classification, but in future you may also have to focus for the multi-class classification. And obviously multi-class classification is a little bit complex to handle. Obviously বুঝতেই পারছো, size of the classes will be large. Okay, So these are the numbers has been given. So different students, serial numbers represent different kinds of students. Okay, and different students have different achieve different marks in mathematics and computer science, and accordingly they have been given a pass or fail kind of classes. Okay, so this is a class. These are very simple data sets that I have written for you. Okay. And real life data sets will look like this. These are real life data sets. These are data sets which actually called a PIMA India PIMA Indians diabetes data set. Look, the name has been written here. PIMA or PIMA Indians diabetes data set. So Indian jara diabetes patient jara tader data set ki rokom dekhte hoy, it will look like this. And you will get this. You will get the details of this PIMA Indian diabetes dataset into a Kaggle website. If you go to the Kaggle website, like a Kaggle website I achi, so you can download the datasets, the real life dataset on which you want to apply your machine learning or data mining algorithm. And most popularly, 2 repositories are there which you can download. One repository is called the Kaggle datasets. Okay, the Kaggle datasets. Kaggle. Okay, lots of Kaggle masters on there. Kaggle machine learning competitions are working on those datasets. So this is one of the example of Kaggle datasets. And another kind of datasets or repository where you will find lots of datasets is UCI machine learning repository. You will find lots of datasets, real life datasets are there. Several mathematicians or scientists have uploaded their working datasets into these websites. Okay, Kaggle's and UCI, and all theirs are freely accessible. You have to just make a register here, sign up here, and you can use any datasets freely for your own purpose, for your own work. So this dataset contains how many columns? Look, I have just click on the column field. Column means the number of attributes of a dataset. This PIMA Indian datasets, diabetes datasets contains the first column is pregnancies column. That a patient whose diabetes you are going to measure whether the patient is pregnant or not. So pregnancy is a first feature. Just like mathematics and computer science, these are the features of these datasets. Here the first feature of the PIMA Indian diabetes dataset is pregnancy. Number of times pregnant. Okay. Now glucose. Glucose is second attributes of the PIMA Indian. Then blood pressure. Blood pressure is the third attribute of PIMA Indian diabetes datasets. Then skin thickness. Okay, it is a fourth attribute. Then insulin is a fifth attribute. Then BMI is the sixth attribute. Then diabetes pedigree function is a fourth attribute, sixth attribute. Then age of the patients is a seventh attribute. Then outcome. This outcome is actually the class variable. Look here, the class variable has been written, which will be represented as either 0 or 1. That means 0 means the patient does not have diabetes, and 1 means the patient has diabetes. It's a binary classification problem. So 1 means patient has the diabetes, and 0 means patient does not have the diabetes. So accordingly, যখন তুমি ডেটাসেটে ডাউনলোড করবে, it will look like this. দেখো টোটাল 7 খানা অ্যাট্রিবিউট এখানে আছে, and this last is the class level. Last column তো হচ্ছে class level. The last column is generally making of a combination of 0 and 1, and it is the class level. And this database has been collected from various hospitals of India, of various patients of diabetes. Okay, and I didn't mention here the column name. আমি column name গুলো এখানে mention করিনি. Why? Because যখন machine learning algorithm আমি এর উপর apply করব, column name তো actually is a string. So machine learning algorithm will fail to apply its concept on string এর উপর apply করা যায় না. That's why I have deleted the column name and make all the columns into a numeric kind of values or floating kind of values on which you can apply your machine learning algorithms. Do you understand how the real life datasets will look like? বুঝতে পারছো real life dataset কি রকম দেখতে হয়? This is the age column, this is the BMI column, this is the blood pressure column. Do you understand? And this is the target class level column. প্রত্যেকে বুঝতে পারছো how the real life datasets will look like?
Yes, sir.
So তোমাদের কিন্তু in future you will have to apply your concept on the real life datasets. Remember it. And PIMA Indian diabetes datasets is a heavily used dataset. প্রচুর কাজে তুমি দেখতে পাবে. If you search a research paper on this PIMA Indian diabetes, you will find more than thousands of research papers which is working on this PIMA Indian diabetes datasets. And it will give different algorithms are working on different বিভিন্ন algorithm তাদের মধ্যে comparison কিভাবে কাজ করছে এসব দেখিয়েছে. So this is one of the very famous datasets on which today I'm showing how we can apply a machine learning algorithm, a KNN classification on this PIMA Indian database. So our first objective of today is to know about the classification, and one of the example of the classification, which is a KNN or K nearest neighbor classification. Okay, so model construction, our first job is to divide the entire data set into a training set or training examples and testing examples. What is training sets? Training test sets are contains an entire data set with the achieved class level or the existing class levels. সব নিয়ে একটা গোটা data set তৈরি হয়েছে training data sets, and testing data set generally contains all the attribute values without a class level. কোনো class level ছাড়াই যে কোনো attribute value কে represent করা হয় is a testing data. That's why it's called testing. Why it's called testing? Because after testing the testing data set, you are able to answer which type of a particular tuple of that testing data set belongs to which class. At a particular tuple, ওই testing data set কোন ক্লাসে belong করছে, মানে 0 ক্লাসে না 1 ক্লাসে. If we consider the diabetes example, so whether the particular tuple is belonging to 0 class or 1 class. So testing data set generally contains the values of all attribute, but the class level is absent in case of testing data set, and your job by applying the machine learning or data mining algorithms to classify and to get a prediction that whether the particular tuple belongs to which class. Is it clear to everyone? A training data set টা হচ্ছে তোমার মডেলটা তৈরি করতে ইউজ করা হয়. How to train your model, that's why it's called training data set. So একটা ধরো একটা কুকুরকে তুমি নিয়ে এসছো, so কুকুরটাকে properly train তোমাকে আগে করতে হবে. You will have to take at least 4 to 5 years to train the particular dog to do some particular kind of operation, some particular kind of task. After 4 or 5 years of training, then the dog, it will leave the dog in a particular problem, or you will leave the dog to face a particular problem, and you have to know, and you will have to look in a back from a back door that how the dog will behave. লাস্ট 4 আর 5 বছর ট্রেনিং তুমি করিয়েছো এবং ডগটা ঠিকঠাক করে সেই ট্রেনিংটা শিখেছে কিনা এবং সেটাকে এক্সিবিট করতে পারছে কিনা ফর দ্যাট আননোন সিচুয়েশন, এবং সেই আননোন স্যাম্পল বা আননোন সিচুয়েশনটাকেই বলা হচ্ছে তোমার টেস্টিং স্যাম্পল অর টেস্টিং ডেটা সেট। আননোন সিচুয়েশনটাকে বলা হচ্ছে, মানে যেটা আগে থেকে তুমি পাস্ট এক্সপেরিয়েন্স করেছো সেটাকে বলা হচ্ছে ট্রেনিং স্যাম্পলস অর ট্রেনিং ডেটা সেট। ইজ ইট ক্লিয়ার টু এভরিওয়ান? ট্রেনিং টেস্টিং এর ডিভিশনটা বুঝতে পারলে? Is it clear to everyone, training and testing? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clearly understood the training. This is very important. So if a data set has been given to you, suppose this data set has been given to you, now you can ask, sir, how much portion of this data set will consider as a training data set, and how much portion of this data set will consider as a testing data set? Now this question is very interesting. Generally, training and testing is divided into this ratio, either 80:20 or 70:30. These are the two famous ratio that we are using for the training and testing data set. Either 80:20 or 70:30. Where 80 represents the portion of the training data sets and 20 represent the portion of the testing data sets. And in case of 70:30, 70 represent the training data set and 30 represent the testing data set. Any one of this ratio you can use for your work. Any one of this combination you can use for your work. So in this example, there total how many tuples are exist? 768 tuples are exist. In this PIMA Indian diabetes data set, total 768 records or 768 tuples are exist. So 768 এর যদি 80% আমি ধরে নিই, তা কতটা ট্রেনিং ডেটা সেট হবে, কতটা টেস্টিং ডেটা সেট হবে? Tell me. So 7 into 80, 700 into 80 means 560, but almost 600 tuples are used for the training data set to train the model. মডেলটাকে ট্রেন করার জন্য, যেমন তুমি ডগটাকে ট্রেন করছো, in the same way we will train the model. And how we can train the model? By using any one of the classification algorithm, we can train a model. There are several classification algorithms available in the market, popular algorithm available in the market. According to your syllabus, we are going to learn 4 kinds of classification algorithm. The first one is nearest neighbor classification, KNN, that we will learn today. Second kind of classification is naive Bayes classification based on the conditional probability theorem of the Bayes theorem. Third kind of classification algorithm we are going to learn is a decision tree. Okay, a CART classification algorithm or decision tree classification algorithm. And fourth kind of classification algorithm that we are going to learn, that is support vector machine. Is based on the vector probability analysis. Okay, so these four kinds of popular, very popular and very widely used classification algorithm that we are going to learn as per our curriculum. এছাড়া আরো অনেক আছে, random forest, bagging, boosting, lots of classification algorithm are there, but mainly we are going to focus on these four kinds of classification algorithm, which is the most popularly used or widely used. তাহলে এই data set এর ক্ষেত্রে for this kind of data set, almost 600, if we consider ratio of 80:20, the 600 tuples are used for the training examples or training samples, and 20% tuples, that means almost to 150 tuples are used for the testing data sets. Now তুমি তোমার মডেলটাকে খুব ভালো করে বোঝার চেষ্টা করো। ইউ আর ট্রেইনড ইউর মডেল উইথ দোজ 600 ডেটা টাপলস। প্রথম দিকে যে 600 ডেটা টাপলস আছে, বেসড অন দ্যাট ইউ আর গোইং টু ট্রেন ইউর মডেল। তুমি একটা অ্যালগোরিদম, যে কোনো একটা অ্যালগোরিদম ইউজ করে ইউ হ্যাভ ট্রেইনড ইউর মডেল। ট্রেনিং অ্যাকুরেসি সাপোজ ধরো দিচ্ছে 90%, সো আফটার trained your model you will have to calculate or evaluate the accuracy of your model after training. So suppose the training model has given you the accuracy 90%, suppose, right? Now you will apply the same algorithm or same model for the testing purpose. Testing কার উপর করবে? The rest 150 data will be used for the testing. The rest 150 data in this database will be used for the testing. এবং তোমাকে অ্যাজিউম করে নিতে হবে যে তার ক্লাস লেভেল গুলো হচ্ছে ব্ল্যাঙ্ক, মানে কোনো ক্লাস লেভেল নেই। You have to assume it that there is no class level exist for the testing kind of data, right? And the job of your model is to predict those class level. তোমার মডেল জবই হবে সেটা যে তোমার ক্লাস লেভেলটাও প্রেডিক্ট করছে। That will be the job of your model, is to predict those class level, right? So after prediction, that means after applying your model on the testing level data set, not training, testing level data set, suppose you are getting a accuracy suppose 70%. তার মানে কি হলো? For the training set of for training your model, you achieve an accuracy of 90%, but for testing purpose, while you receive the accuracy 70%. তার মানে অনেকটা ডিফার করে গেল তোমার ট্রেনিং মডেলের অ্যাকুরেসি ফ্রম দ্য টেস্টিং মডেল অ্যাকুরেসি। তো তোমাকে আরো অন্য কোনো অ্যালগোরিদম ইউজ করতে হবে বা কোনো বুস্টার টেকনিক ইউজ করতে হবে টু ইমপ্রুভাইজ ইওর এক্সিস্টিং মডেল অর টু ইমপ্রুভাইজ ইওর এক্সিস্টিং ক্লাসিফিকেশন অ্যালগোরিদম। তোমাকে দেখতে হবে যে ট্রেনিং অ্যাকুরেসিটা আর টেস্টিং অ্যাকুরেসিটা মোটামুটি কাছাকাছি আসছে কিনা, এবং অ্যাকুরেসি আমরা মোটামুটি অ্যাবাভ 80% যদি পেয়ে থাকি ফর দ্য টেস্টিং স্যাম্পলস, then we will consider that model is a good model, towards a good model. Above 80%, 90%, then the model is work well for that particular set of data sets. Okay, বুঝতে পারছো? Do you understand? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So test, yes please, anyone, any question? So this testing data set is also called validation data set. দেখো বিভিন্ন জায়গায় বিভিন্ন রকম টার্ম কিন্তু ইউজ করা হয়। Look, this validation term is also a reciprocal term of the test data sets. Okay, so don't get confused. Okay, now to measure the accuracy of the model, there are various parameters are existing, like the confusion matrix are there. Okay, classification report, confusion matrix, then there are several parameters within the confusion matrix are also there, like precision, recall parameter, then your F-score parameter, precision, recall, F-score. These are the three famous parameters are there. ROC curve are there, rate of curve, ROC curve are there to measure the quality of the model or to measure the accuracy of the model. Apart from this, there is one more parameter which is the most important parameter, that is the accuracy rate, to find the accuracy of the model. এই প্যারামিটার গুলোকে নিয়ে, এই কনফিউশন ম্যাট্রিক্স নিয়ে, ক্লাসিফিকেশন, এই অ্যাকুরেসি নিয়ে I am giving one separate class. Okay, after some class in future I am giving some separate class to predict the accuracy. এখন শুধু মনে রাখো, these are the parameters that we are going to use to measure the accuracy or the quality of your model. What are those parameters? If you have a notebook, you can write it down. The parameters are, first parameter is the confusion matrix. From the confusion matrix, you are able to evaluate some other parameters like precision. First, second is recall. Third is F-score. Precision, recall, F-score. Okay, and fourth one is accuracy rate. Fourth one is accuracy rate. These are the major parameters that we are using for evaluating the quality of the classification model that you are using for your analysis purpose. Apart from